Uh,
That's
uh,
the difference. I mean, in past years, that lots of rain probably would have been lots of snow.
Yep,
yep,
we've had a little snow, but not really very much.
yep.
Yeah,
Snowplow guys are in
Yeah,
trouble.
it does save money on the plowing.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
sure quite a bit. I mean, I remember years when I was up there when it was just storm after storm.
Yeah, we had some years like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're recording and here we go. How are your yin organs doing?
That's a that's a way to start.
They need more work.
Well, what does that mean?
Means I haven't focused on them enough.
Okay. Well, what can I say? Practice, practice, practice.
Yep.
Any questions? Okay.
No.
So let's flow through that, and I'll talk through it. Did
Yeah.
did I send you the? I sent you the. I know I sent you the five elements. Did I send you the three dantians?
Um,
I don't have it. No.
Okay, I'll send it to you. You have it, Bill, from
yes, in the other class. Yeah.
the other class.
Okay.
Um, I've got a lot of discussions of three dantians, but I thought that one was particularly good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll send that to you.
Thanks.
Um, so let's let us begin. You know, Bruce made a comment at one point that whenever anybody asks him what is the one single practice you would recommend if you could only do one that would be most beneficial, and he always says standing. So just a reminder that doing the standing, some standing practices is really important. Um, our tendency sometimes when we're working on a Tai Chi form is just to jump into the form, um, when we might do even better if we started with a little standing, whether you do the whole eight gates or not. So stepping out and coming into your center, being very aware of softening the feet and ankles and feeling that connecting as you merge down into the earth. And Feeling the head lift slightly off the top of the spine, opening by way. And actually feeling emerging upward as well, into the universe, into heaven. Checking through the body. Making sure that everything is aligned as well as possible. And breathing as well as possible. Very aware of all the elements of your longevity breathing. Feeling all of those areas opening and closing. And then taking your awareness to the crown of your head, allow your energy to sink. Simply dropping the energy the body cannot use down into the earth to be cleansed and renewed. Remembering that if you allow the weight to slightly shift to the heel, to Xiang, and twist outward through the whole body, you can help that sinking. Allow it to be a little fuller. Feeling the breath continue to slow and lengthen. And then coming back to center as you extend your mind through your body. Beginning to feel inside your body. Opening to your awareness of the yin organs and the three dantians. And while our emphasis is on breathing fresh energy into the yin organ and exhaling the used, all the other things we've worked on, bending and stretching, twisting, lengthening, continue. And so begin, bending and twisting in, breathing into the upper dantian. Breathing into it and exhaling out of it. And bending in and going down to the lower dantian. And breathing into it fresh energy. And exhaling any used or noxious. then transitioning to the water element, taking our focus to the kidneys. And remembering that you can access the kidneys both from the back and the front. So very aware of breathing fresh energy into those organs and allowing the used to flow out. Feel your kidneys. Then coming up to the heart. And here it's very important to use that breathing into the upper back as you inhale and exhale. No movement of the chest, but the back expanding, contracting. Massaging the heart and lungs. And then going down to the wood element, the liver. Breathing into the liver. Breathe fresh chi into the liver. And then up to the metal element, the lungs. And breathing fresh chi into your lungs. Not only air, but also chi. And then down to the earth element. And connecting to the spleen. And then into the important middle dantian. Remembering that it's slightly up underneath the sternum. Fresh energy into it. And closing. Any questions there?
All right now.
Right. Um, then let us go to the form. We had gone up through White Goose. White Goose? We went beyond White Goose. Did we? No. I think we just went to White Goose.
But I think we went to White Goose the last class I was in, but I was not at last
Yeah.
class, the most recent
Yeah,
class.
we went through wave hands,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So any questions up through? Well, we'll include wave hands. Actually, Jeff's doing pretty well with that. Um,
I don't have any on wave hands that come to mind. I think I know what we're supposed to be doing. It's getting the coordination of everything and the
yeah. Nope.
timing of rotation. And I know I have to also, I tend to reach out a little too far sometimes as well, which I'm
Yep.
working on that as well. So,
And keep being aware of dropping the elbows.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So why don't the two of you flow up through wave hands? Okay. So, did that bring up any questions? No. Okay. So, I just want to repeat a couple of things about wave hands. When you've gotten to high pat, remember that as you rotate and sink back and step, that at that moment that you step, you would like your ball to be on a slight angle. Notice that in this case, my right hand is a little higher than my left. Simply because this movement to the left is bigger than the movement to the right, and you need more ability to rotate and expand as you go forward, and you want the rotation to continue all the way out to your completion of your extension, and then to rotate in. And here that transition just keeps on going because you have that continual rotation of the body. And so when you come back, again, coming back from right to left, you want to end up with the right hand higher than the left, so that at the moment that you step, you still have that little bit of extra. If you have this little bit extra of rotation here, if you're not here, but you start from here, that little bit of extra really makes it much easier to keep the rotation of the ball continuous. And it's so where the hands are as you pass through the center transition is different on each side. Of course, it's different, because of the step to the left and simply rotating to the right, but you need that extra little bit.
Yep. My hands were opposite, so.
Yeah. So what I'd like you to do is go back to the end of follow and focus in the corner, the right front corner. And that's not what I meant. What is my problem? Sorry, guys.
Oh,
I don't know why I can't close this. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. So do it twice so that I get a chance to look at both of you.
follow and focus.
Yep. So, Bill, I would say if you can slow down the rotation of your ball to both sides a little bit, it
Okay,
just make it easier to make that transition in the center, and you
okay,
won't get stuck.
okay. Yeah, it was, in addition, it was a little awkward, uh, with the hand placement because I had very deliberately been dropping the right hand, you know. So,
Yeah. Well, a little practice, I guess.
yeah.
So, Jeff, it would seem to me that the issues for you are in the feet.
Got it.
Um, Let me enlarge myself here a little. Um, so, the first one comes for you here. The rotation on the right foot. Um, well, first we have the left on the heel, but then you have a turn on the right toe, then drop the heel and rotate on the heel and turn in as you come back, so that as you come on to the right, you give yourself time to get entirely onto the right, so this can be an empty step. And then left turns on the heel, right turns on toe, drop the heel, turn on the heel, turn in, rotate on to 100%, empty step, rotate and shift.
What did you notice that I was doing that wasn't that?
Two things. One was you were only rotating on your heel with the right foot.
Oh,
You were not rotating on the toe and then the heel. And when you stepped out, you were not getting fully to 100% on your right foot, so that the left foot could be an empty step.
Oh, okay. All right.
So try it again. Probably good for you too, Bill, because I can't see your feet.
Well, that's going to be difficult the way this is set up.
You can only do what you can do. Yeah, there you go. Good. Mhm. Bill, part of the issue for you is when you come back from the right side, you're not turning the right toe in. You're bringing it straight.
Okay.
And if you turn it in, it will allow you to make the step to the left without twisting the knee.
Okay.
Still didn't look like you were turning the toe in very much, if at all. A little hard for me to tell on here, but
Okay. I was doing it more than I had been. I can certainly
okay, good.
do
Well, it
more.
was a little hard for me to tell exactly where front was
Yeah.
um, there. So um, you're not trying to get fully to gongbu, but you are trying to get that foot turned on a little bit of an angle so that it makes the step out and the rotation possible without any
Twisting.
stress
Yeah.
on the knees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
good. Okay, any question for you
Nope.
in there?
No.
Okay. Um, I think the other thing was that I wanted to look. Geez, someday I'll learn how to use auto. I mean Zoom. Oh well. Fortunately, you guys are patient with me.
Yeah.
So the other one is going into down and under. So, yeah, this is good. When you completed that follow and focus to the right corner, you have a rotation and step back, and the arms start twisting in. And as the weight shifts, the hands also separate. So the left goes up and the right goes down a little bit, and you're twisting in all the way around. And then as you begin to rotate to the left, and here remember you're turning on the left toe, the hands again pass each other as they're twisting out and continuing on out all the way to the end of that movement. So what I felt I wasn't seeing clearly was the twisting in and separating here, and then separating back, going up. And if you go to 100% on that right foot, you can let the left float as you make that rotation into the right position for your cat stance. So any question about that? I don't think I'm saying anything new. I just wanted to make sure we were clear. Both clear?
I wasn't personally. I wasn't clear that there was so much rotation in on the initial turn, so that definitely added something for me.
Oh, yeah, it's continual. That posture is a continual rotation. Absolutely.
I meant so much. I meant the arms turning and twisting in.
Oh,
I
yeah,
wasn't doing that nearly enough.
yeah. Okay, good, good. So, when we get to that single whip at the end of wave hands, we're going to go into lift hand, or lifting hand. So we have that same shift onto the left foot, the rotation and touch forward, and the body at this point is on a little bit of an angle to the left, and it continues turning left as you step forward empty, and then rotates right as the arms twist out and extend into lift hand. So we have bending in, extending out. And we have twisting in, twisting in, out. I'm going to talk about all these. You're also allowing the arms from this point to lengthen in, and in, and out. Anybody either of you have a question there?
Um, the final position of the hands once you stop with that posture, what can you just say exactly where they are?
Sure. I'll come up here. Maybe you can see a little better. This is a place where, in effect, the thumbs are overlapping the center line. Otherwise, the hands are, and they're on a slight upward angle.
Are you at about your lower dantian level?
With my left hand, yes.
Okay.
The the base of my thumb is going right into my lower dantian, yes. One of the things let me just get to that point, is that your arms are separating and extending. They have a very subtle twist and extension as you go forward, rotate forward. Did that answer that, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
I I don't feel like my right hand, like my right arm and hand is necessarily going forward that much, though. Is it?
It doesn't go forward very much, but it does twist and extend slightly.
Right, that I feel. I just didn't feel the forward like that as much as I do on the left arm.
Left is extending more than the right. I mean,
Do I
physically.
remember that the right is pulling back a little bit?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
There. Let me turn this sideways. I'm glad you said that, Bill. So, touch. We get to this point, and as you go forward, yes, the right is pulling in, the left is pushing out.
Yep. Okay.
Absolutely. The thing here is just to to find the middle ground. So in other words, you don't want to be here,
Right.
one hand too far out, the other one too far in. But at the same time, that right one is going to end up closer to the body than we usually are with it.
David, energetically, is this primarily split lié?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if there was any downward on in there.
Well, yeah, actually, this this is well, yeah. What this, yes, this is actually psi split, but that psi also contains the energy of on.
Okay,
So there is certainly a downward element in here,
right.
but it is split, yes.
Okay. It feels like an elbow lock or break kind of thing, and with that, it feels like there's some downward
Yeah,
force as well.
there
Okay.
is. There is, absolutely. You have to remember that those second four energies are made up of combinations of the first four.
Okay. Right. Yeah, that's a good reminder.
We can get back into that a little more later on.
Okay.
So we get to left hand. And we are going to rotate and shift back, twisting in, and then up and out. It's the wrong posture, isn't it? Hi, Pat. Sorry. So let me do that correctly. So as you sit back, you're bending and twisting in, and the right arm is beginning to go up, and it continues on up and then forward into that stripe. And the left is pushing down on.
This the one where we're holding.
I'm sorry?
I'm a little confused. Aren't the hands facing each other?
I can't hear you, Jeff.
I'm sorry. When we finish, aren't the hands facing each other on this one? I'm confused now. Like,
This is high pat, isn't it? Not white crane. Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I'm doing high pat in the Young style. Thank you. Good heavens. Sorry about that. Okay. Jeez. You're absolutely right. Basically, what I said, but they are actually, yes, separating into that diagonal, and the two hands are basically on the left and right channels of the body.
you do that so that I see your hands
Yep,
facing the camera. I did
yeah,
that backwards.
that's what I'm doing. So, as you've got to go back and turn left, turning on that right heel. So the arms are doing a continual movement of twisting and bending in, twisting and extending out.
Yeah, my question was going to be, where do they, in terms of on the side of the body, where do they go, and height wise, where do they go? So that was good to see that.
So the lower hand is about down to hand level, and the upper one is actually, well, the lower one you might say is in front of the qua, actually, and the upper one is in front of the shoulder's nest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was a little too high and too low. I was closer together like this.
Yeah, and you want to make sure you're dropping that right elbow. I see
Yeah,
people wanting to do this. You want to drop that right elbow.
yeah, that feels good.
Okay?
And you said they're basically on the side channels.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
The other thing, of course, in this is that as you begin to extend, the body is rising. This is going up. So you want to make sure that when you're at lift hand, that you're at your base level, not higher, because this then stays at base level and goes up into high pat. Okay?
And it's full when we finish. We're fully on the right leg and kind of just touching the toe, the left toe.
Yep. And you're in a cat stance.
Cat stance. That's what I was looking for. All right. Thanks.
Yep. And ideally the hips are facing straight to the side. Any question for you, Bill?
Uh, no, but before we finish, I want to briefly go back to the rotation to the left before lift hand, which I wasn't doing. And now that I know I should be, I'm probably going to overdo it. So the question is, how much rotation to the left?
Well, so first you have the shift sitting on the left foot,
Right.
and then you're rotating right
Yep.
and then left. And that turns you slightly left because you bring the toe forward.
Okay. But
And
no
it-
more than that. Yeah.
but only slightly because now you're going to continue to close that left quad so that you can step forward, and that positions the hands so that they're ready to extend into the final position.
Okay.
Did that Was that
Yes.
clear for you?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
David, one more question from here,
Yeah.
from when we end in this spot. When we start shifting back, do we start rotating left right away, or do we shift first and then add rotation?
So ideally, you're starting to rotate right away.
I was not doing that. I was doing a lot of the shifting first and then adding it.
No, you're because that really facilitates the whole twisting
Yeah, yeah. I need
in
that rotation to be honest.
up. Come on, David. And then we have when you've gotten to here to to high pat, you rotate back to the right, going back to your base level and drawing the left foot in as you twist in, and then you step forward and rotate and twist out to subdue tiger.
And so in the end position of subdue tiger, you're at lower and middle dantian with your hands?
That's correct.
I was too high on this.
So now that we've talked about the dantians, you'll know where they are. And the important thing here with the left arm is that the elbow is slightly lower than the wrist. This is a position in which you can't get 45 degrees
Right.
because you'd have to force that down to that. But you can relax the shoulder and allow the elbow to drop slightly so that it is lower than the wrist. And that's important because as soon as the elbow gets higher than the wrist, you could not control if your opponent tries to do an arm twist on you.
Right. Okay.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why you want it there. The other, of course, is to allow the energy to flow. So go back to single whip after wave hands, and let me just see this sequence of postures up to here. So, Bill, it looks to me uh, like you're confused about left hand. Um, Apparently, that rotation. You were right about that. Um,
Sometimes I know myself.
yeah, we try. um,
I think I need to practice it, obviously, but I do think I understand.
well, I just one thing I want to clarify because it seemed to me you were adding a weight shift in there that you don't
Okay.
need. Um, so you shift onto the left foot 100%, and you stay there when you touch, and you stay there while you step, and then you rotate right. So you had an extra shift of the weight in there.
Oh, yes. I was going way on to the right.
Yeah. So from single whip, you have a shift and you're sitting on that left foot. So you find that, that's the first thing.
Yep.
Then you stay on the left as you rotate and touch, step. You're still 100% on the left. And now you rotate and shift onto the right.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's totally different from what I was doing.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Well, that's what this is about, Bill.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Try to get some little more clarity. Look at Jeff. Good. Uh-huh. So the thing I would say, Jeff, is to look for. I want to be Master Joe here. Round your corners.
Yeah.
I'm seeing each posture clearly defined, coming to a stop, and the next one starts.
Right.
So you have to look for how can I add just maybe the tiniest curve in there to
Yeah.
connect those, to connect the energy.
Yep. It's funny. I think about that on a few postures. It comes quickly back to mind on postures you've mentioned it about. Shoot the arrow. I always think round it because you've mentioned it on that one.
Yeah,
So it's I definitely need to incorporate that into every posture.
yeah, you do. That's true. um, the other thing I would say is make sure you don't close off the right armpit in that first movement where you sweep the right arm around and bring the palm beside the right thigh.
Okay.
Don't let the elbow collapse in. Keep the elbow out so the armpit stays open. Otherwise, you don't have the power in that hand. Yeah, that's it.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I feel the difference.
Yep. Good. Good. Nothing to it, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Well, that one you know how.
Well, so why don't we just together flow from the beginning up to this point?
Okay.
Seems to me that's about enough to add to you today. So begin Tai Chi. Spiraling down into the right, step left, Pong, Ji, Lu, on, twisting in, Pong, Ji, Lu, on, step, twisting in, twisting out, twisting in, twisting out, shift, touch, step back, twist out, twist in, 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 turning, twisting out, twisting in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. The right one. Boom. So, questions in there? Okay. Good.